So I really quick just wanted to introduce this video. I got a commission to do a Cult of the Lamb themed jean jacket design. So yeah, they just wanted like a cool fan art jacket in kind of like a unique style. And I've done a lot of paintings on jackets before, so it just seemed like a cool opportunity to film as well as, obviously get paid for making it. But yeah, so I went ahead and filmed a lot of the process. I did lose some footage, and I also didn't record every second of it because the camera was kind of like getting in the way a little bit almost. So maybe in the future I'll invest in some better equipment to do stuff like this. But yeah, if you guys do want me to do that, then please like, comment, and subscribe. Give me some engagement. Let me know that you guys like the video and think that it's cool, because if you do, then it just makes it easier for me to know that I should do more. So anyway, yeah, basically that's the gist, and I just didn't want to just kind of throw you guys into here's a sketch I did. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, let's just get into it. So here are 3 sketch options. That's the one that she chose. I also picked this one myself to incorporate as well in the jacket. So what I'm doing here basically is a underpainting. So it serves as like a base layer on the jacket, so that I don't have to like put layers and layers and layers of paint on this thing, because the material does kind of like absorb a lot of the paint. So definitely putting down a layer of white does help with like mitigate that problem. But also the way that I kind of do this is sort of giving the like rough shading of what I want it to look like in the end product. So, it does take like a bit of time. See, kind of, I don't know if you can kind of tell, I'm putting like darker areas, like more white paint in some areas and less in other. Like this is like her little fabric outfit, whatever it is, like her little cloak that she's wearing. And I've even kind of incorporated the folds in the white paint, even though it will be red in the end, because it just kind of helps just make it work. So anyway, yeah, just kind of working on this thing. It's definitely fun. It's been a while since I've done a jacket painting, and just kind of a while since I've done painting in general. The fabric paint is very similar to acrylic paint, so if you do like acrylic painting, this is something you could potentially do yourself. But yeah, it's just it was really good to kind of do something a little bit more hands-on. I do a lot of drawings, especially ink drawings, and I do a lot of pencil drawings in my sketchbook just for fun, because I want to. And I definitely always take part in like Inktober, if you're familiar with that, which is basically where you do an ink drawing every day based on the prompts that are given. So definitely a busy person in October, and I think that I'll probably end up kind of documenting that this year. I don't know how I'm gonna top last year though. I really like last year's pieces, so we'll see how that goes. But I'll definitely document the process of drawing every day, and it'll be really cool. But so here I'm going in with pencil just a little bit in some areas, because I don't want to lose my original sketch that I did, just because sometimes it's a pain. So see, as you can see, like how I've sort of manipulated the paint so that it looks how I want it to look in the final product. But obviously I have to go in now with the colors, so it just makes it a lot easier to kind of navigate where I want everything and how everything's gonna look. So yeah, now I'm going in with the actual color. She's a little lammy, so I'm putting this gray tone down. And again, I still have to do shading, which you will see, but it's definitely easier if you, and it does kind of shine through. I don't know if you're familiar with underpainting at all, but if you're not, it just somehow helps. Some people do really complicated underpainting, and I've done some of that before, like back in college, where you do like different colors and you kind of work with color theory to create a different tone. It's really cool. But yeah, on these jackets, it just works pretty well with just a white base, and then also, like I said, keeps you from using like tons of paint and wasting a lot of product. But yeah, she's coming together, the little girl. Oh, she's so cute. I really did have a lot of fun with this. I think that I will try to get more commissions. It's so fun to actually work with your hands. A lot of my work is digital work, because I do murals. I have murals nationwide, all over the country, and it is really cool. But all of that stuff is done digitally and then is sent to a printer who, prints it on vinyl, and then a professional vinyl wrapping company goes out and wraps the walls. So it isn't exactly hands-on, although I do start with a sketch. I always start with a pencil sketch for all the digital, and any work that I do, painting, anything that I do, it starts as a sketch. But working on a computer is very different than working physically with your hands. So yeah, it was really good to get back into it. And I actually already have another jacket commission that I will be working on. I'm not as looking forward to. Okay, so here's where I skipped a lot of work, but basically I put a lot of color down. And this is where I got a little scared. There's always an awkward phase to these paintings where, you get to this like ugly phase. Maybe this is maybe a little bit more past the ugly phase. Believe me, it looked worse than this. And I was terrified. But of course, I've done a lot of paintings before. I'm used to the process. But it's just been such a long time. I got like a little scared, like, oh gosh, I better fix this, But anyway, yeah, what was I saying? Oh, I have another jacket commission already. And I'm not exactly looking forward to it because it's Taylor Swift themed, and my client is my mother, so I'm kind of like, okay, I'll do it for you, but at the same time, I'm not a huge fan, and I don't know anything about the woman, so that makes it a little bit more difficult. But I definitely already have some thoughts and ideas. So I don't know, if you're into Taylor Swift, look forward to that. So here I am. This is after I've done a lot of the shading and a lot of the, rough work, and I'm going in with the outlines, which is definitely always kind of a harrowing process, and you get a little bit like, oh, I don't want to mess anything up. But the good thing about this kind of paint is that it is really thick, so even if I, like right there, I made the line way too thick, I can always go back in and fix it. So it's not the end of the world. I think that the pink cheeks came out so cute. Really, really pleased with just, see, here I am going in with white, kind of cleaning it up, and then going in with a little bit of gray and kind of making a little bit more shading on her little poofy lamb fur tufts. I don't know what those are called. I guess wool. Is it called wool when it's still on them? I guess it is. I don't know anything about lambs. I actually wanted to Google, and I forgot to do this, the eyes, because the eyes are very goat-like, and I don't know that I think lambs have eyes like that, but maybe they do. Let me Google it. Just sitting here Googling lamb's eyes. Oh yeah, they are kind of like that. Yep, they're more of like a straight line. I think the goat ones are like the same. They sure are. Interesting. I guess I never really thought about it. Oh, here I am kind of showing off. This is not the final product, but it's close. And I was just kind of showing off some of the shading and stuff. This little element that I added is really cute. This is the front, and I added some different elements as well to the front so they'd be cute. I'm particularly pleased with this little girl on the sleeves. So cute. Great little touch, I think. Here's her sword as well that's on above the pocket. And then here's after I did a bunch of shading on it in black, and I think that really just clinched it, made it work. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you guys so much for watching.